Oh, it is. It's recording. Hello.
Oh yeah.
So, when I was looking to check what episode number it is, I realized I never I rendered the last podcast, but I just never uploaded it.
Yeah, I thought that happened.
So, these will probably both be up in the same week. Like, I'll probably this is gonna be up on Sunday, so the other one will have been up. Today is today's Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna upload the other one right after this podcast. So I choked, but I'm sorry.
Oh
Looch and I've been playing way too much RuneScape to talk about anything else.
yeah, this is true. It's gonna be the RuneScape podcast.
Really, I mean, Looch has been playing a lot of RuneScape. I've been playing a significantly less amount of RuneScape.
I mean, you still played a decent amount though.
Yeah, Looch has
Still take up like a solid chunk. My RuneScape grind's been kind of dumb. I'm at
I really always feel like a grind because usually I'm okay. So I guess we're just skipping intros. We're just talking about RuneScape at the start.
Hell yeah.
Because you could just do it while doing something else depending on what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing right now.
So I'd like to point out that this guy said, "How many selling ass?"
What?
Because there's so many people spamming like selling 100 million feathers, 3 GP each, and selling ass.
I have a little podcast story. This is actually from like an hour ago. Um, this guy just I think his name was like Vape God, and I just wanted to troll him. So I came up to him and I was like, "Yo, bro, you got the juice?" And I just kept asking him that for like 10 minutes, and he was like, "Bro, what is the juice? I don't know what you're talking about." It's like, dude, how do you not know what the juice is? You fucking idiot.
Yeah,
So then eventually,
what the juice is.
yeah, I was actually really confused. But so I asked him, I was like, "Okay, how old are you?" And he said 19. So that means he's probably like 12. Um, and I think after a while, I asked him something like, "Hey, I just want some cock." So I tried to trade him. I tried to trade him like 10,000 GP. And he's like, "Nah, that's not enough." And I was like, "Fuck you, bro. You should be working for my puss." So then I like tried to run away, and he kept following me. And then eventually he asked like, "What's your Snapchat?" So I asked Realdo to give me one of our friends' Snapchats. He gave him that one, and apparently he added him. And then I just said the dude asked, "Why do you have a boy's name?" And I was like, "I'm just kinky like that." And then I told him I was like, "You know what, just I have like family over right now. Message me at 8 o'clock, and I'll show you some stuff."
Oh my
And
god.
and he was like, "I want to see something right now." And I was like, "Fuck you, you gotta wait, you fucking horny cock." And then I just like switched worlds because I didn't want to deal with that anymore.
RuneScape that horny. Like, how do
Dude,
you not know it's obviously a troll?
I don't. That's the thing. Like, was he also trolling? I genuinely don't know. I can't tell.
I guess you'll know at 8 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a message from him. He's gonna be like, "Dude, why did I just get a dick pic on Snapchat?" I hope that doesn't happen, but it might.
Yeah,
It actually might.
I'm trying to entice him to do it, so he got one.
I'm actually scared now. All right, do you want to talk about luring?
About learning, specifically learning in RuneScape, not learning anybody in real life. Clarification.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I have not done that since I was
Is
like
it
12.
is it catfishing if I have a female character in game and everybody thinks I'm a girl but I'm not? Is that catfishing?
I mean, it would be catfishing if you, I guess, engaged in a relationship.
If somebody bought me as a GF?
Yeah, that would be catfishing.
Okay. I don't know if I'm trying to do that, but okay. Can I talk about sexism in RuneScape real quick?
Yeah, if we let's bring in our special guest, Alex Jones.
Oh my god. But no, seriously, like the amount of stuff that I've been like randomly gifted and like the sus messages that I've gotten just randomly walking around, I feel like this did not happen as much when I had a male character, but I could be wrong.
Right now, I've never gotten anything, and I've been playing a lot.
Okay. And yeah, like I've gotten gifted stuff like 2 or 3 times already. With like no reason either. They're like, "Hey, just take this stuff." I'm like, "Okay."
What the fuck?
So I don't know what that's all about.
Or what? Because like I know in some games, like if I'm really like high level, I'll just go to Lumber and find some like level 3 and just give them something dank to start off. But
Yeah,
you're definitely not
I
level 3.
no, I'm not. And like when I had that happen, I was not. So Like it could be that, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird they got three of them though, so I don't know. They're almost
Well,
creepy.
it's also weird that it's in members worlds because usually, I feel like someone would go to like a free to play world and do that because there's like more people
Yeah.
starting out there.
Yeah, most people aren't members day one. Like, well, you were members basically like week one or whatever, and I was day one.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite parts of RuneScape though, all the like random shit that happens just for the players.
Yeah, that's like, dude. Imagine if a game like this had like proximity, like mic chat.
Oh my god, I really wish it did.
It would be horrible. It would be worse than
Could
like
you imagine the
proximity.
Grand
It would
Exchange?
be like worse than MW2 game chat.
I imagine that the Grand Exchange would just be like people breathing in the mic and like prawn blasting all day. That's
Dude, the
probably
grand
what it'd be.
exchange would be like breaking your mic.
Yeah, it'd be awful. I'd probably
It'd be
participate
kind
though.
of funny though in the wilderness, like running up behind somebody and just like fucking making noises. Um,
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
I don't know if you've ever seen Rust gameplay, but basically, like people don't have names over the head. Like there's no way to identify somebody besides just seeing them.
Yeah.
Um, and so what I will do is because I own my own server, so I'm like the moderator. So you could basically just fly and like teleport and stuff and like go under the map and people won't know. And there's proximity chat, so I'll like teleport to like I'll see my friends are playing online and I'll like go under them and I'll just start fucking with them.
Hmm.
Like making noises. Like there's these random kids on my server because you could just find servers like it's public, and I just was like meowing outside their base for like 20 minutes. What the fuck is going on, dude? What the fuck? There's not
Way too much fun with
because
that.
most of the people don't know that you can do that because like most
Oh,
people
okay.
who own servers don't do that.
Yeah.
But I always do. Or you could just like you could like literally open their inventory and put stuff in it like without them realizing. And there's notes in the game, so you can just write really fucked up shit on it and put it in their inventory.
Oh, you could have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like I don't know. That's like so we talk about I'm sure we'll talk about more.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
I just saw somebody calling somebody a fat ass virgin in my chat.
Gets distracting.
I recently splurged and bought the virtual reality,
Oh yeah, you got to talk about that.
and dude, the people on there are not very friendly.
Really?
No, I don't. It's like half of it's just 10-year-old kids, like middle schoolers with really rich parents or something. Because
Mm.
I'm like, how are you in sixth grade and you have like a 600? Like, there's like this kid like talking about his index. That's $1,000 VR that just came out,
Oh my god.
and I'm like,
It's like Bill Gates' son.
yeah, it's bad. It's like, how do you fucking have this? But anyways, they're all just dickheads. They're like, oh, you're so fucking trash, blah, blah, like any other game. But the funny people are like the people like around like 20s to 30s. Well, mostly not 30s, like probably like 18 to like 25, like the weird fucking kids that play video games.
Yes.
And if they have
My
a
favorite.
VR, they're like a hardcore like weird memer gamer usually. Like nobody, like there's plenty of
Yeah.
like casuals. I guess I don't want something to faggot, but casual. I guess probably shouldn't say that word either. But casual on like console, like most people with the VR have like you have to have a really bulky PC and an expensive VR headset. So they're all about the memes, and there's a lot of funny shit that goes down. Like I almost want to start recording my
No, you
Pavlov
should.
gameplay, and it's really good because there's like basically half the CS:GO maps are in that game on like modded servers. So like just playing Dust 2 with VR, and the guns are
Mm.
basically the same because Pavlov is basically just a VR ripoff of CS:GO.
Yeah.
And like it's proximity chat, so you can only talk to your teammates if they're nearby, and you can like talk to the enemies and stuff.
Is that the game where you can like chuck? You can throw the knives, right? Does that work?
Yeah, you can literally throw your gun if you want. You can run up to somebody,
Oh yeah.
and if you can get them to panic and drop their gun or something, you can just pick their gun up and shoot them with it. Um,
Yeah.
you can like if somebody chucked a grenade at you, if you were really good, you can catch it in your hand and throw it back at them.
Oh yeah.
Like
There's a lot of cool stuff you
there's
can
all
do.
sorts of shit. Dude, the worst thing ever though is getting flashbanged in VR.
Oh my god, that actually sounds awful. I didn't
It's
think
not
about
like at
that.
least it's like a real flashbang. All it does is make your screen go white, but it's still horrible.
Yeah,
And
especially if
like
it's
the
like super
noise,
bright.
yeah, it's like blinding. Like
I mean, it's bad enough. Do you ever watch? I don't know if you watch somebody play COD or like Rainbow Six, Counter-Strike, like game like that. They're like playing in the dark with their face cam on, and then they get
Oh
flashbanged. You
yeah,
like see them light up.
Counter Strike is the worst. Those flashbangs are so aggressive.
Yeah, they are. They're a little much.
But yeah, there's like a lot of cool shit. But there's just like funny stuff. Like my first game on, oh dude, there's always one guy. You know, like before every round in Counter Strike, there's like that few seconds you have where everybody's just standing there.
Yeah.
So there's
Uh.
that, and there's always the one guy who just reaches over and just pretends to jerk you off. And there's nothing you can do about it. And then like there's
Oh
2K.
my god.
So like sometimes somebody will just say some sus shit and you'll just shoot them in the head or like if you point the gun at your head and shoot it, it'll actually kill you.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
it's pretty
awesome.
fun. There's just mostly fucking off. Like nobody plays it seriously besides like the 11-year-olds.
I feel like it'd be
Because it's
too
just
much fun to
random.
just fuck off at that game.
Oh yeah, like there's like so many modded servers. Like you could play like Trouble in Terrorist Town.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could basically do like some of the Gmod stuff. Like there's Jailbreak. I'm pretty sure like VR Jailbreak,
Oh yeah.
VR like Murder. You know like the
Yeah,
murder
yeah.
game. There's like so
Hmm.
much stuff. It's pretty cool. The only
That
other
actually
thing I've
sounds great.
played is like VR Skyrim pretty much, and that's pretty sick. I mean, just slashing dudes with swords is pretty cool. It's like buggy as fuck, but it don't matter.
Yeah, you said it's like it's worse than the actual Skyrim, right? Like bug wise.
Like I don't, I haven't played. I probably played like 2 hours.
Yeah.
The really buggy part for me is just like it constantly like just opens up things. I don't feel like I'm clicking, but it's hard to tell if it's me or the game because like the buttons are so sensitive. So like if there's a game where you're like you can see your most games you can see your hands like it's like in VR, but sometimes they just put like the controller there.
Yeah.
So like if you just rest your hands on the buttons, like no matter how light you touch, if you're touching the buttons, it shows your hand clasping the controller, and if you like lift your thumb off, only your thumb will come off and stuff. So I'm like maybe these menus are just so sensitive that I'm just tapping them all the time.
Yeah, I guess it could be.
I don't really know. I mean I got pretty newbie to VR, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It sucks like that is so hard to get into because like, I only have one person else I know who has VR.
Hmm.
But like, I think when we get to the point where, because there's the Oculus Quest right now, which is like a standalone thing. It doesn't even connect to a PC.
Hmm.
Um, it only has like 128 gigabytes of storage, which sucks. But
Yeah.
because that's not very many games.
No. It's like 3 with how big games are now.
Yeah, especially VR games.
Yeah.
But when it gets to a point where everybody's got like a VR in their house, you know, like instead of an Xbox or something, not instead, but you know, whatever. I think it'll be really cool. Or if they can get to the point where like there's a PlayStation VR, but it sucks really bad, where it's like consoles have a VR accessory that is like that works good.
Yeah.
Because then people, I just wish I could play it with all my friends. Like
Yeah.
I wish we could
Maybe
all
not.
freaking pack in a server and just dick off for hours.
Yeah, that'd be a great time. I don't know if it'll be like the next generation, but maybe the consoles after that. Because have they said anything with like VR with the new? I don't think they have.
Well, the Project Scorpio thing was supposed to have like that. Basically, the Xbox One X was supposed to have VR, but I think it got dropped. Like they just
Okay.
they like pushed it back
Yeah.
to the next gen.
Because I'm thinking this next gen might be like that stepping stone. Like maybe the one after it is when it'll be really cool and like accessible.
PlayStation has it like right now, and it doesn't work like horribly.
It's
So
just not like perfect.
I mean, it doesn't work as good as if you were to use it on a gaming PC, which is obvious.
Yeah.
And it really you already need such a good computer to run VR that it's like
Even that's like tough.
yeah. So even if you have an expensive VR, if you don't have an expensive computer, it's like
Kind of screwed.
my computer runs everything fine, like perfectly fine, but my computer is still at like the bottom of like what you should have. And if you run like CloudGate, which is like a thing PC nerds run on their computers, my computer scores like higher than 96% of computers that have ever been tested, and it's still on the low end.
Yeah. I mean that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's I don't know, but I'm excited. Skill-based matchmaking.
Oh my god. Do you actually want to talk about skill-based matchmaking?
Well,
Because I might get this.
I was just gonna talk about COD in
I know
general.
you're memeing. Do you want to we didn't go over the last time we recorded. You didn't play the beta yet, right? Or you played the 2v2, but you didn't play the beta,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Okay. All
yeah. The
right.
two
Yeah,
v
you can
two
talk about
is like
that then.
almost like a different game. Like I didn't even think about the 2v2 when I was playing the other beta because it just feels so weird, like so different.
Yeah.
I really am not. I don't know. I feel like I keep seeing all these pros and streamers saying, 2v2 is like gonna be the big thing and like that's all anybody's gonna play. But I I like 2v2 if you're playing with a friend, I'm sure. But like I did not have fun playing
Dude,
2v2.
if it had a ranked playlist, I'd be addicted.
Yeah, and they already said that there's not like gonna be ranked or like anything like that at launch.
Yeah. I'm probably not playing 2v2 until it's ranked.
Yeah, that seems like something that I would just be doing like either to start or end. Probably like the way I'd end like a grind session,
Yeah.
like just throw down some freaking 2v2s for fun.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I really liked the actual beta. I played the closed PlayStation 4 beta, and now this weekend Xbox's beta is starting, so it's gonna be exciting for everybody to
So
try out.
is it open Friday but like early access tomorrow? That's what it is, right?
Yeah, I think so. But the
Okay.
pre-download for okay, so the pre-download is right now, but the pre-download that's only for pre-order. I think the
Yeah,
open
okay.
pre-download is tomorrow at noon in our time zone,
Okay.
and then yeah, you'll be able to download it because I'm gonna make
Okay,
sure.
I could probably just pre-order and cancel, right?
Yeah, or you could just like find like a key online and pay like $3 to.
Yeah.
Because usually the pre-order you have to put $5 down anyways.
Yeah.
So
Cuz
it's like
I'm not going to be able to play on Friday, so I kind of want to grind it tomorrow
I was thinking about
or Saturday I can't play.
buying a code so I could play it tomorrow and start to download right now.
Yeah, it might be worth thinking about it. And they're doing the big mode in this one, right? That's what's different. They're doing like the
Yeah,
32v32 is what it's supposed to be. Is that what it is?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm really I'm really curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, we'll see.
Streaks are going to be allowed. That's probably like the most questionable thing.
Yeah, have they? They haven't even raised the level cap yet, have they?
I think the highest it got was 20 in the last one.
20. Okay, so I only played when it was up to 10. I don't
Yeah,
know
they
what
did put it up to
strikes are
20.
over that,
I don't remember. I think there was like a Harrier, something like a Harrier strike.
but it was the chopper gunner is a little OP. But I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
that thing's ridiculous.
if there's only one in the sky at the time, I guess it's not horrible. And plus, people are bad in general. There wasn't that many.
People probably weren't trying to shoot it down. Or like, did you even have stuff to shoot it down with?
I have no idea. I did. I probably had like two games where somebody got to. It was good enough to call one in.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good lead into skill-based matchmaking. You know, people aren't dropping chopper gutters. No.
So
Um,
yeah,
what?
I guess my general thought is, gunsmith is my like the coolest thing to
Hmm.
me. Um, the time to kill. I don't know. I think it's fine except for the headshot multiplier. Like we and you talked about this.
Yeah, I agree with that. The headshots are kind of dumb. Because we like what we said. Because I mean, we didn't say it on the podcast. It's like the freaking most annoying deaths in Black Ops 4 were like all the deaths to like high cal guns, and then now it's like every gun has high cal 3 instead of high cal 2. That's kind of what it seems like.
That's what it feels like, yeah. Because there's a lot of times where you'll get into a gunfight and you'll hit your like two shots on somebody, you're about to kill them, or you like even if you just get their reaction first and you only get one bullet in, they just turn around and by the time you're shooting your second one, they spray and they happen to hit you and then you're just done.
Yeah, that's one thing that about in Battlefield 5 they did that as well. They put the headshot multiplier a lot, like way up, and I don't know if it's gonna work the same way in Modern Warfare. Like to me, it just leads to more like random deaths than consistency. Because like not some people aim for the head, but like most people don't. Usually when
Most
it's a
people,
headshot kill, it's accidental.
yeah, I don't think most people like at least online realize how bad the average person is at Call of
Yeah,
Duty. Like most people don't have the like even just getting the camos for people is hard.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
I
and
mean
that's like
that's at
super
least
focused headshots.
you got dark matter way before me. I got dark matter similar, so I think it's pretty fine for us.
No, yeah, it's fine. Like you said, if you focus on it, it's not that hard to do.
Yeah, I think if I go to the next beta knowing that and I go out of my way for headshots, I'm probably gonna realize I'm joking people all the time.
That I'm curious about doing it. Like I kind of want to try that when it starts. I just want to like train because in Black Ops 4 you kind of want to aim for like the nuts. Like that's kind of like the ideal spot to aim for. In
Especially
this game, I feel like you got to go for the high chest and like try to get used to that.
oh yeah, for sure because oops.
Like, is there flinch?
Yeah, it's gunfights just feel weird. There's also it feels like you get a lot of deaths where um, you're just like you're not even really at the halfway point of the map yet, like going for a flag or something, and somehow somebody's like guns you down, and by the time you can even like think about the fact that you're getting shot, you're dead because the time to kill is so fast.
Yeah,
There's a lot of that cheese.
and that's why like people play it so much, like play this game so much
Yeah,
slower.
it's a little annoying because like to me, COD is run and gun no matter what, and they really have just made it really hard to run and gun.
Yeah, I'm fine with like more variety in playstyles, but I mean a lot of the things seems like it almost kind of kills it in this game.
Yeah, but really, like if you didn't want to run and gun with the BO4, you didn't have to. And I feel like that game
Oh, you
accommodated
could
that.
camp. Yeah, it did.
The ICR, I mean, made it so you could do that.
Freaking, you want to talk about specialists too? Like Torque and Nomad are very campy. Torque is literally the camper specialist,
Yeah.
and you can do just fine playing Torque. It's actually really useful.
But
That's a good point. People probably don't bring that up. Like the specialists did kind of balance it out in Black Ops 4 and the weapons too. Like you could play every play style in that game.
oh, you definitely could because even like the snipers weren't OP. I mean, like only you really only one hit if you were decent or if you got lucky. But like it's a lot harder to get lucky with a bolt action than a fully automatic assault rifle.
Yeah,
Because I really did not like the shotguns or snipers in the beta. It was really annoying just to constantly get one
not a
tapped
fan.
from people you can't even see. Because
Was it like MW2 level shotgun snipers?
it felt like it because except for here's the thing is that there's no fucking quick draw on the snipers, so don't that's like way better.
That is nice,
If you could like quick scope with like how you could with the intervention, that game would
dude.
be broken. It would seriously be broken. It would be better than the intervention was.
Yeah,
It would be like taking I don't even know. Honestly, like when you think about it, the Barrett 50 cal was pretty fucked up in MW2 because it was like a one hit so many times and it was semi-auto.
yeah. No, the Barrett was really good too. It just wasn't as like consistent with the one shots, I guess, but it's still pretty consistent though.
It was still consistent enough that you could always shoot twice
Also,
before you had to
the
count.
fire rate too, like
Yeah,
you
it was
said,
like
it's pretty ridiculous.
I can like perfectly imagine the noise it makes when somebody spams it.
I have the Barrett sound spamming like in my head right now.
Yeah.
You might have to edit it into the video.
Get copyright striked by Activision.
Aw, by Robert Bowling.
Yeah, by Robert Bowling himself. He's like, I made those noises with my mouth.
Dude, I'd pay for that version of Modern Warfare.
I want that version of Brink 2, please.
God damn it. Okay.
Alright, so here's the Robert Bowling Brink section of the podcast.
It was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, when are we
I wonder
the Brink podcast? So I can talk about
what is
lore.
what do you think Robert Bowling thinks about this game?
He probably thinks it sucks dick and that it needs more spec ops to be announced that won't happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's
Probably
just
thinks
like,
he
they
needs.
haven't made enough fake promises yet. They need to bring
there's
me
no
on
there's
board.
no DLC for them to not deliver on, so I don't like this game.
The only thing that'll make them happy is if they come out with like a battle pass after they said they wouldn't.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's like his dream right now.
Yo, can we talk about how he leaked the game with like that Modern Warfare shirt? Like low key,
Yeah. Well, wasn't that it was on purpose, right? They have it wasn't like he
right?
was leaking it.
I think so.
Like I'm sure he has probably signed enough NDAs in his life that he can't do that otherwise.
Oh yeah. I just thought it was funny that at the time everybody was like, "Wow, he photoshopped out the 4."
What is he up to now? Like, what does he do?
I think
Is
he has like
games?
I think he has like some job at EA. I don't know what it is though.
Oh, probably freaking like head marketing of not head marketing, Like
God, I'll look it up. Actually, I'm kind of
creative
curious now,
director of microtransactions.
dude. It might be what it is.
Like he just all he does is think of things you can add as microtransactions to all their games.
Video game developer and investor, creative consultant at EA. That's what it says on his Twitter profile.
I just want to know what games he's worked on then.
Yeah, I
Recently. Like, is that just like
yeah,
a
I don't
big
know.
title so they could be like, yeah, we got the big old RB?
Oh God, I went on Twitter and now Kevin Spacey's getting
Oh,
hit with that sexual assault action again. All right, nope,
because
not going down
his
that
ex
path.
died, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't gotta get political here, but it was Looch who killed him.
Oh, dude, God damn it. Why'd you have to tell him? No, I'm just-
Jeffrey Epstein.
yeah, facts. Um, no, the skill based matchmaking thing came from we got to talk about it at some point. Uh,
Yeah, go ahead.
the beta, like, because I didn't play it, but the days where I was like skill in RuneScape, I was just watching streams in the background. So I watched a lot of gameplay um of the beta, and like I don't have, the unfortunate thing is, you know, you need kind of like, you need to watch some average players, some really good players, and some really bad players, because I don't know if it applies like across the board, but definitely like for the top players there's 100% like, they, you know, they hop on the game, like they play some massive noobs for their first couple of games, and then after that it's like they're getting matched up against other pros consistently, and like other really sweaty players consistently.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like in games in general, like companies are kind of shady about that, where
Oh, they are
they're like
100%.
matching up pros on purpose.
No, I think there are cases like that. Like for example, Overwatch. When I tried, there was like a free weekend or whatever, which is like what made me buy Overwatch. I jumped into casual and I was just absolutely destroying it. I was like, wow, this game, I'm fucking dominant. Wow, everybody sucks ass. And then I bought the game and immediately got hit with the skill based matchmaking in casual. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's real cool. Like that's kind of, I mean, that's kind of shady in my opinion, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I mean like a lot of games in general have that tactic where they make the game seem fun or easy if it's like a trial or something.
Yeah,
Well, like for example,
it's almost like the opposite with Modern Warfare though, because the beta is like conking them, kind of.
yeah, I don't know why they're doing that. I think they're just trying to do it to make the game look really intense and competitive.
Oh yeah, at the
Like
top
they
level
want
for
the
sure.
best gameplay is going to be pros versus pros.
Hmm. I mean, is it though? Because then they just, a lot of the times they just end up raging. They're like, I'm
Well,
trying to play a
I'm just
pub.
saying I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
That's what they
like for
want to do.
example, like PUBG Mobile, your first game, they don't even really like mention it like but your first game is against bots and it makes it seem like so
Oh,
like
and they don't make it explicit.
like like they tell you but like a lot of people don't know because a lot of people I've heard on two different podcasts now because
Oh,
I think
really?
Bernie is the one who said this. He's like, yeah, dude, I freaking won my first game and I was feeling really pumped. And like a bunch of people are telling stories about how they won their first game in PUBG Mobile, and everybody's like, yeah,
Oh,
well, my
okay.
first game's against bots.
That's really weird.
Like your practice
That,
game is just against bots or something. But it don't. It's not like they say like, oh, here's your practice game. It's like
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
load in like you would for a regular multiplayer match.
It totally makes sense why they do that, but that is pretty sus.
Yeah, so I'm
You know what I
just
mean?
saying, there's probably like a high possibility that any game's doing similar things.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it was just because I watched this video and it was this dude that like usually. Have you ever heard of Drifter?
No.
Usually most people watch his videos because he does videos on like weapon guides and like puts out the stats for the weapons and shit like that. So
Okay.
that's why most people watch his videos. um but he did one on the skill based matchmaking, and basically it was just an entire rant that kind of like went off the rails at a certain point. But basically what he was just getting at is like, well, you know, you can't prove it, so you guys should stop bitching about it. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I know you can't, we don't know like what code is in for the matchmaking, like what system they're using, but there is, like, I feel like observational science is a thing. And like, if you just watch game after game after game and like it starts to stack up, like at a certain point, I feel like it's not anecdotal. Like
Right.
when you watch a pro play 100 games in a row and they're dropping like 2 KD max, that's kind of sus to me.
In pubs, yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of indicates something interesting there, like something fishy going on.
Yeah, like I don't. I feel like a lot of games do that. Like I just said,
No, yeah.
because if a
To be
lot of
fair
people
though,
are
I
telling you
don't
like,
I don't think Black Ops 4 did. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I wonder if we went though and like watched some. Okay, I don't like want to call it anybody specifically, but you know, if we
Like
went and
who?
watched like either of the Alexes play by
Oh God.
themselves for like 2 hours, would they only be playing against people like of similar skill level, or would they be dropping like at least
I
like 3 KDs?
I don't know. I'd be
Because I
curious to see
really
that.
want to know because obviously I'm not like close to your skill. I think it makes it hard for you though to feel like there's skill based matchmaking because there's only probably like
Skill base?
like I feel like
What?
it's hard for you to like go off your experience because there's not even enough people in the game to match you against.
Oh yeah.
Not just to suck your dick a little bit there.
Yeah. All
There's
right.
there's only probably like at any given time. I mean, a hundred at the very most people that in the like on all the servers that they could match you against,
Oh yeah.
and you don't have to be playing the same game mode in the same region at the
To be
same
fair
time.
though, on Black Ops 4, I still think I have a good enough range to know that like there's not because you just from you playing with me, I know it's different solo, but like the games because we played a lot as a duo, especially like in the second half.
Oh yeah.
You know that like sometimes there'll be a streak for like 2 hours where we're just destroying, like we're not even trying, and we're dropping like five
Yeah,
KDs
yeah.
both. And then randomly we'll only get into like prestige master lobbies, and then maybe for like the next
How to
hour after
ruin your
that it'll be
night.
fine. You know. Wait, what'd you say?
So how to ruin my night on BO4.
How to
We join a lobby and there's like 6 prestige masters.
Yep.
And it's like
You know
we
what I'm
really
saying
shouldn't
though? Like,
complain because we're prestige masters, but we always
oh
have like
yeah,
level 20s on our team, no prestige.
yeah. I think because Black Ops 4, I think it didn't have skill based matchmaking, but it did have like obviously the team balancing worked out like that, which is fine. Like, I don't think anybody's complaining about that. Sometimes it's annoying.
Yeah, team balancing is weird because it's like if because it felt like in BO4 that um they were just like basing 100% of balancing off of what level you were.
That did seem to play a factor. It really did.
Like if it was based off score per minute, they would not like my master prestige would not make me look like I should be master prestige.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
I
to
mean,
be
I don't
honest,
have
though, like,
bad score per
yo,
minute, but
yeah, I was gonna. Even your stats are probably like way above average. To be honest,
well, to be
like,
fair, when
it's
I
probably
got
a lot
placed in like the top 13% bracket on like
on league play.
league
Yeah,
play, I was like, what the fuck? Why am I so high? I played like
it,
no league play.
yeah, but I mean, I guess people are that bad. It's a big like
Yeah,
range.
that's the real thing. I always see Keemstar talking about it when pros complain about stuff, and then like um for example, like when they got rid of turbo building from
Oh
Fortnite,
yeah.
he was just trying to make the point that only that they made it seem like everybody wanted it to change when he was trying to say that it's only the pros, because like the
Oh,
pros,
when they got rid of it.
yeah, because the
Okay.
because the it, no turbo building only really helps bad people because like it only helps people who couldn't keep up in the first place be able to keep up. Like
Uh, I
because
don't know. To be fair though, like with Fortnite, there is an aspect to turbo building where it also makes the game easier because like when you get shot and then somebody just presses one button and then holds one button and like does the little slide, you know what I'm talking about? Like they just
yeah,
randomly
I
place.
just
I
mean
don't feel
like
like there's skill to that.
if you just hold on the if all you have to do is just hold it down, I think pros are be able to put up a structure in like I'd say like let's just say 5 seconds compared to 10 seconds for somebody else. But when you turn turbo building
Yeah.
off, it goes to like maybe like the gap closes.
Yeah.
I think there's always obviously the pros are always gonna be better, but I'm just trying to like speak of the point that like most people are really bad at video games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like your average person probably is running like a 0.65 KD.
Yeah, I mean they say that 1.0 is average, but I feel like that's not true. I don't think that's true. There's no way.
I'm not sure. So it says the average COD player is around zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.8.
Where'd you get that from?
That's just by IGN. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I
I
mean that's what I would think would be true.
Yeah. A lot of these are all saying zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.8. Somebody must have published an article at one point.
I hope that's legit because for a long time it's like, oh, 1.0 is where around average people should be. I'm
So
like,
it
I don't know.
says right here, if you do the math on
Wait,
like all the leaderboards, it's 0.99.
Okay,
Like all,
that actually makes sense. That's where you probably should check it out.
but
What does that mean that the Alexes are above average players? I don't like that.
I don't know. They have. I don't think they have over 1 KDs.
I think Alex Hayden does. To be fair, it's EKIA though.
Yeah, it don't really count.
It doesn't count.
But that is true because they're still both better than the average person, I would say.
Yeah, they probably
Even though we
are.
shit
And we
on them, but
roast
that's just
them.
because we're mean.
Yeah,
That's just because
true.
we played it. I mean, you played it somehow like twice as more than me, and I played it like 10 times
Played
more
it
than
a
everybody
lot.
else.
Yeah.
So it's a little strange, but
Mm. I don't know. Back to like the skill based matchmaking thing because we had to do the Fortnite conk there. That always happens. That's like the checklist for our podcast. You just got the Fortnite reference in.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but like I the thing about his video too is that like the point he was trying to make. I think he kind of like missed the point. He thought that the majority of people that were bitching about skill based matchmaking were like bitching about like a certain aspect of skill based matchmaking being in the algorithm when I feel like most people just don't want it at all. You know what I mean? Like most
Yeah.
people don't want it to be in public matches in any capacity. Whereas like the thing that he was making it to sound out like, oh, they only want it for them, they only want skill based matchmaking for like the bottom 10%, which I don't even think most people agree with that.
No, because you want you. I mean, like I don't. I don't even honestly like. If I was trying to think like what my opinion on skill-based matchmaking in pubs is, and I really don't feel like I have a solid one.
I'm okay with the team balancing. I think team balancing is fine. Like the lobbies, the players you play with should be based on connection.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've ever is there a game that has I'm trying to think if I've ever really played a lot
Like,
of skill-based matchmaking stuff.
well, you didn't play World War II. COD World War II did for sure.
Because yeah, I played World War II up to like Prestige threes,
Oh, up
and
to yeah.
but I didn't really get into it super hard.
World War II seemed like it did. I don't know. People have called it out for other COD games. I don't know. I don't know how many of those are true or not.
I just
Um,
don't trust skill-based matchmaking because like just look at
Halo does. Halo 5 does for sure.
I haven't played that, but just look at freaking league play from BO4. It's like me and you are sitting on 95% of the score and kills, and all of our teammates every
Oh, even
single
that's
game
annoying, yeah.
without fail. Um, I have like a 0.45 KD and like 300 damage.
Yeah.
So even when they're doing it intentionally, like trying to match people
It's
up with
still
super
not
skill,
great.
it's still horrible. So I'd rather just have the RNG.
Yeah, these are facts. League play is not perfect in any way at all with the matchmaking.
Like I don't trust them to determine who's on the same skill level as me.
Oh yeah, so then you combine the skill based matchmaking and the team balancing, and that's just a shit show because both are bad.
Yeah, so I've made my opinion. I hate it.
There you go. It just happened.
I was trying to be open-minded, but it sucks.
No, that's a good point though. Like connecting it to league play, that's a good point because league play it's not very balanced. Like the majority of the games in league play were not very balanced.
Yeah, I feel like in BO2 I was a little more balanced when I played, but like I was also
It
bad,
could
so
it could be nostalgia. It could be like the improvement of our skill. I don't know.
yeah, it does sound like I feel like I just know so much more now.
Yeah.
Like I'm just much more knowledgeable. Like I mean that's probably why I'm like
Um.
I mean just like
Here, let
from
me
like a
pose you
one
the.
what
Oh, I was just gonna say, let me hit you with the, because I know we've advanced a lot as players, so that's why like the opinions kind of change. But so like his idea in the video is he was saying that he thinks that like the bottom like 1% of players or so should have skill based matchmaking. And it was funny because like the whole video he was kind of talking about like how the people bitching about it was coming from an emotional state, but then his argument was kind of emotional because he was like, there's a lot of disabled gamers and a lot of people that are bad, and if they can't have fun, then that's kind of bullshit. And I'm like, I don't
okay,
know, dude.
that's
It should apply to everyone.
you're really just saying like that is that yeah, people with disabilities are just bad at something, so we should pander to them and make them feel bad about themselves. Nobody with disabilities wants to be treated like they have disabilities. Nobody.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I didn't really agree with that part. Like, that part kind of came off weird to me of the
Like
video.
like have you ever met somebody in a wheelchair who's like, damn, I just really wish people felt sorry for me all the time. Like nobody says that. They're all like the number one complaint you hear from people, like handicapped people, is like, I fucking hate that everybody acts like you.
Oh, when they
When
want
they
to like
talk to
help.
you like this, they're like, "Do you need help?" You're like, "I'm in a
Yeah.
fucking wheelchair, Karen."
Yeah, these are facts.
Like,
These are facts.
they're not like they don't have mental like handicaps most of the time. If we're talking about physical, people talk to them like they're like seven.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just thought that was stupid
No,
when they
no,
said
you're
that.
that makes sense. That makes sense. I agree with what you're saying.
Because what are you
I
doing then?
just
Are you asking people to fill out a checkbox that says, "Are you disabled?" so we can put you on the special kids server?
well, that's what I was saying because he was like, oh, it also applies to like people starting out in the game, but I don't know, dude. Even then, I that's kind of
No,
weird because
100%. Like when I played on a brand new account because I was playing on my dad's account once because he wanted to play, and I just like hopped in for a game, and he was like, it was like his third game on like a Call of Duty BO4 account, and with like the default classes, I was just dropping like 65 kills and 2 deaths, like not even trying. So it
yeah,
would definitely do something for people who are
for
starting,
people that are new.
because you rarely get matched up with a level one, and when it happens, I'm like, why did Call of Duty put this level one on this
Yeah,
game when I'm Prestige Master?
yeah, that's why I'm curious about that system because like it would work for the first month of the game, but after that, like how does it work? Like how is there always people for that? You know what I
You're
mean?
also just gonna get smurfing.
Yeah, that shit's annoying, dude. Well, and
Smurfing in Counter
reverse.
Strike is so
It,
annoying.
it used to be a thing on like Halo 2, like reverse boosting. If there's skill based matchmaking, people are just gonna like fry their KDs so they can get fucking YouTube gameplays and like be
Well,
stupid.
also the thing is like, it's just gonna incentivize me not to play with you because I'm just gonna have the
Yeah,
win loss is just gonna be higher.
no, that's why like Halo 5, the reason I don't play that game with friends is because they hate playing with me because they get fucking destroyed and I feel bad for them because it's like, yeah, this is not fair. I can't play this game with friends. Like
Yeah,
that's
like
my
you're
biggest
gonna lose
issue.
every game with us because the other team's gonna be too good, and we're gonna just get our asses kicked.
You guys are just gonna be annoyed. Like
Yeah,
that's probably my biggest issue with skill based matchmaking is the whole friends thing. You have to find a group of friends that are like exactly the same skill level, which is just impossible
even
to have
at
fun.
that, like I just like for example, like I just don't have like as much time as like some of my friends on Xbox to like play as they do.
Yeah,
Like if you don't have the time, you're not gonna get ranked properly.
yeah, that's gonna fuck with it too. I don't know. There's a lot of factors.
That's why I just trust RNG more, and the fact that like I mean in League play it's different, but I almost like in League play where they don't. I don't know. I like the way that
But
Black Ops. I think Black Ops 2 just had it down perfect.
I liked the team aspect of Black Ops 2. That was cool.
I
Like they
wish
should
I
have
could
brought that
say
back.
like Counter Strikes felt really good, but nobody still knows how Counter Strikes works.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Nobody knows if it's based off of like what factors like influence it the most because it's like pretty clear that it's based off of like score, deaths, winning the
Mm,
games, like but like nobody knows which part influenced it more. Nobody even knows the formula.
yeah,
That's why there's no way to exploit it. I mean, if everybody could just come up with their own proprietary skill-based system like that, I'm sure it'd be fine. But not everybody has like a 15-year life cycle to do that.
yeah. It's a little ridiculous.
Because when you know how to make it good, you can just game the system.
Hmm. And that's why like I get to some extent I get why the developers don't come out and say something, but at this point I feel like it is on them because it's such like a huge issue in the community right now that I feel like they should say something. Even if it's like just turned on for the beta, they should say that. Or that there's like if there's some
Yeah,
extent of
well,
it.
COD developers aren't necessarily transparent.
No.
The patch
So
notes
it's not
sometimes are
gonna.
literally like fixed a bug with this gun, and you're
Dude,
like, what
fucking
was the
Black Ops
bug?
4, don't even get me started, bro, when it was like, "Oh, increase to the damage range." It's like, what the numbers? Like
You just
what?
give me exact like numbers I can base whatever you're
Yeah,
saying based off of.
do they write them like people are idiots or something? Cuz like I actually want the notes. Like
Yeah,
I want to know the changes.
I don't understand why they don't give it. Like, are they just afraid somebody's gonna give backlash like right away?
I
Because that's gonna happen either way.
yeah, I don't know. Do they not know what the numbers are?
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
why
funny.
I'm like sometimes did they just say that so they can like adjust it as they go, or do
Yeah,
they not
I
tell us
don't know.
because they don't want us to be able to like test it and see if it really is that number?
Dude, that happens sometimes. That I think that's actually happened before. Like some BO4 updates, they'd say a number, and then someone would go in and test and be like, "Oh yeah, it's actually like 4 frames off of that."
Yeah, so that would maybe be my guess, but
Yeah, I guess like the last thing to wrap up or whatever on skill based matchmaking was like another issue I had with the whole like doing it for a certain part of community is that you could just extend that out to everything. You know, you could just be like, I could just say like, oh, there's a lot of people in the 5% bracket that are, they're not quite as bad as the disabled people, but they're still pretty bad. You know, they deserve some help. And then I could just be like, oh, there's a lot of middle aged dudes in the 40% bracket, and they're having a rough time out here. So you got to set it up for them too.
yeah,
Like at that point, you might as well just have a ranking system.
yeah, that would be really weird if they had like a league play based ranking system in public matches.
That
I don't.
apparently the way it's been described, like that's kind of how it works in the beta, which is really weird.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like, I really just feel
It's just
Counter
like a
Strike
hidden
is
number.
the best. There's casual where it's literally just everybody random. It doesn't matter. Like literally everybody's put in the same game, or competitive.
Yeah, and that if there's like one point that we want to make like known from this, because I think we both agree with this, like if there's casual matchmaking, it should be casual matchmaking. Like it should just be fuck all, you know?
Yeah, I
Like that's
agree.
if you have a competitive playlist, but there's also competitive skill rate, like a hidden skill rating in the casual, then what's the point of playing the casual? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, and I think that
'Cause-
is what some people go for. Is they don't really necessarily want they want the competitive to be way bigger than the actual thing. But for the
yeah.
majority, that only appeals to a very small percentage of your demographic. Most
Mm.
people don't want to play video games competitively. They want to play them for fun.
No. That's my main argument against it is like it's gonna make there's also if you want to talk about like players that are bad, there's a lot of players that are gonna be like on a fringe area, where they're at like the bottom of a bracket, so they're just gonna get shit on, and it's gonna be so hard to improve.
I
Like it's
feel
not gonna
like
be fun
any
for
game
them.
like that, I always fall in. Like I'm top 13%, but I'm probably like the 13th percent.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like
like
every
in your
game,
bracket, you're at the lower part.
like in every game I play, like at least like a decent amount, I feel like I always fall right in that like really good, but like just not quite as good as the people who um are playing every day. Like I feel like I play too many different games is probably my problem there.
Yeah, it's
Like
hard.
like in Madden, it's like there's so many tiers. It's like I can pretty much beat everybody, and then you get up to the point where it's like the top 2 or 3 tiers, and it's really just like I feel like I start to struggle.
Yeah.
It's like God, like I feel like I'd do fine if I was in the bracket under 13%, but like in the 13% it's really hit or miss for me.
Yeah, it's like when you go up, if you're not really that great in silver and CS, but then you get out of silver, it's like, oh no, like is this gonna be fun now?
Yeah, I know. I've been stuck in silver literally forever. I've never gotten out of silver, but I also don't play that game really.
Yeah,
I
I
went
mean, I'm
through
sure you would if you
once.
grind it.
I went through one summer where I played it every single day. That was last summer.
Oh yeah,
But I didn't play my Xbox that whole summer pretty much
that was a
because
weird time.
yeah, I had my Xbox. I remember because I lived in my other apartment. I had my Xbox hooked up to my living room TV that nobody used, and
Hmm.
I turned on my because I remember the only video game I played on console that whole summer basically was Far Cry 5,
Mm.
and then COD, you know, came out, and I got addicted to Xbox again because of BO4.
Oh yeah.
I mean, were we even playing games together before BO4? Oh, yeah.
Like maybe randomly, but not like
Like I don't
consistently.
know. I'm trying to think of what games were before BO4 that we would have even
That's
played
I can't
together.
even think, dude. I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah, I don't.
Fortnite?
Oh yeah.
That's probably it. That's the only one I can think of.
Because Fortnite came out at the beginning of my freshman year of college, and then I dropped out in the second half of the second semester and moved
Oh
into an
hell yeah.
apartment. And that during that time was when I didn't play with anybody. And
Hmm.
then BO4 came out, and so that was only like a few months in between, like the death of Fortnite really, and like the
Yeah.
beginning of BO4, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I
I mean,
still
that
played
sounds
every
right.
once in a while up to like August, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Did the 1v1 with Jared? I think that was a thing, right? Was it you and Jared 1v1?
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
so taken it so seriously, and
that was a great time.
it was just it was interesting.
Um, I don't know. The only like last thing I have to say on it, because I knew this was going to be the big rant of the podcast. Just to like give you an example, so like the way Halo 5 works is you have like a skill rating that it shows for the ranked playlist. It'll like show you your skill rating. But the game also has like a hidden skill rating, and they eventually, after like plenty of bitching from people, came out with a social playlist, but they kept the hidden skill rating in the social playlist. So it's not even really a social playlist. You
Of
literally
course.
play the exact same people that you play in ranked. Literally the exact same players that they're like, oh, I'm gonna go play social, take a break, but it's the same people.
Yeah,
You're
that's
basically
really
playing ranked games for nothing.
that's just how you turn everybody off from your game.
Yeah, because when I was like, oh, ranked, we were two like wide gaps here. We should try playing social, guys, and then we try playing it, and it's just as bad.
Yeah, I don't. I think that you need to find the balance, and the balance is just none of this like weird in the middle crap, and where everybody's not really sure what's going on,
Yeah,
because that's what it feels like. Like the fact that I can't just look up does there's no statement saying does if any games have it or not really. Like
yeah,
everybody just kind of ignores that. It's not like there's like Call of Duty developer open forums.
yeah, yeah.
If there were, I'm sure they would stop them right away
Mhm.
because they wouldn't be able to answer
And
anybody's
the,
questions.
and the people like Drifter should also like bitch at the developers, because really like that's who they should be mad at. Like if you're annoyed at people making all these claims about skill based matchmaking, it's on the developers to like say something. That's the only
Yeah,
thing that would
all they have
clear
to do is come
anything
out
up.
and say there's skill-based matchmaking or there's not, and then if they say there's not, I'm gonna be like, I'm not sure about that. So I
Yeah,
guess it
right.
wouldn't really
It's
do
too. I don't. I
anything.
don't know if I believe you.
I just want them to say that there is.
Yeah. Well, I think there are like different aspects to it. Like it's probably not like we don't know exactly how it works, but I think it's hard to say that there's not like some aspect of it in there.
Yeah, because I even felt like
Like it's in there in some capacity. We just don't know
I was
what.
playing with I was always playing with people at my level.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. Like especially I noticed that more when you were playing the 2v2, even though it was like super laggy.
Oh
Um
yeah.
but when you were playing the 2v2, the people you were playing against looked like they're relatively like some of them were bad, but like probably that's probably because you were lagging, so it's hard for you to like play well and get good stats or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'd watch a pro play 2v2, and they're playing against people that are just like hitting jump shots, literally like doing strats that no one's seen. I'm like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I almost didn't. Everybody I played was pretty similar. I think.
Yeah, I don't remember you getting matched up against like a super sweat, which makes sense. Like
No, I never
if
had
there is
anybody
skill
that
based
was good
matchmaking, you
because I
wouldn't have.
didn't lose any of my games.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like I got most of it. Do you have anything else
Yeah, I
to
think that's
to
a good
say
way
on
to
that?
end it. Is just be pissed off.
No, I mean you could if there's something else you want to talk about. I do skill based matchmaking. It's just gonna be annoying.
No, I didn't come into this podcast prepared, so
I mean, I probably if you give me a sec, if you want to just like keep bitching for a second, I probably have something else with Modern Warfare to talk about.
all right. So the NBA 2K League. No,
Yeah. Go
I
just.
don't have anything to say about it. So 2K this year, there's been a lot of glitches, and the game just came out, and I paid money for it like an asshole, like every
Oh
year.
wait, really? This is a real thing?
Yeah, it's been like worse than
Okay,
it's like the least polished 2K on release of all time.
that's tough.
Um, but also they added the WNBA in, so it's like, does it even out? Which is funny because it actually has like a decent story mode this year because usually it's really cringy. Um,
Hmm.
but it's not horrible. I kind of hate that they always force you to have some shit nickname in my player.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb.
Like it was like DJ, and then it was AI, which is already a famous basketball player, and then
Yep.
this year it's Che. It's CHE.
Wait, so you don't? Is it a thing where like you don't get to choose your nickname? Like you just
No, it's
have that
because they
nickname?
can't write the dialogue for the game if they don't have something to
Oh,
call
so
you.
that. Oh, dude, that's annoying.
And it's like they're not gonna add in a dialogue for every name possible, obviously. And
Dude, how
it's
funny would it be if they did a Microsoft Sam voice? Like you got to enter your name, but it just like it goes in everybody's dialogue. It's like you're talking to a chick and she's just like, "Oh wow, you need to work on your layups."
well, okay, so there's a couple ways you could go about it. Is so EA just has an ass load of first names and last names. but I don't know. Actually, I don't think they have last names. They have like an assload of
I don't
first
know.
names pre-recorded, so that the announcers will always say your name as long as it happens to be one of like the top fucking like 1,000 most popular names. Like the fact that
Yeah.
FIFA has my name is really weird because usually nothing has my name,
Mm-hmm.
but like they
Yeah, that
say
is weird.
Clayton in it. Well, they say it like Claughton because they're fucking like European.
Yeah. At
And
least they
The
have
way
it.
UFC works is so you pick your first name, and it's like the same thing because it's made by EA. They have like most first names, unless you have a really weird first name or a different spelling. You might just have
Mm.
to change the spelling of it so they pronounce it. And then they have a list of last names that the announcers will say. And if your name's not on the list, you can enter your own custom one and pick a nickname, or you could just give yourself a fake name that sounds, maybe similar to it. Like in
Mm.
UFC, I usually just pick a different name that has M that's in it. So, like I think last time my name was like Clayton. It was like Clayton Mackenzie or something,
Okay.
which is like I'm like and I like it better than them saying like here comes Clayton Big Dog.
Big dog.
That's one of the nicknames in 2K and in
I,
EA.
I believe it. I believe it.
But I hate that they make you have some stupid ass nickname. I don't want my name to be freaking Che. Everybody calls you Che, and they never. I don't
Yeah.
think they ever say what it means.
Uh, I don't know.
I mean, they might
I
skip a
got
lot of
nothing.
kids cutscenes because it's there's too many. There's like 6
Mhm.
hours of cutscenes. It feels like.
Yeah, I don't know how they would fix that. I mean, like Forza. Have you played
Oh,
Horizon
Forza
4
has
since
my
I
name
started?
too.
Yeah, like that seems to
They
work pretty
also say
fine.
it like like they just the whole middle of it is just
God, could you
bleh.
imagine if they made the voice actors go in for like every single possible first name? Like just, or it would be really funny though. Still, if they made them just like say each name once and then just like put it in every scenario, so it just sounds terrible.
It's like, and he's rounding the corner. Here comes Clayton around the track.
They're just it's like a super dramatic scene. It's like you really got to get your shit together, Clayton.
Like all
Like that
buffering,
would,
like they recorded it with like an AI instead of a real person.
yeah. Oh my god. Yo, I found this sick kid on the street. He's got the nastiest skills. I think his name is Clayton.
I hate that. That sounds like that's probably what NBA Live has.
Yeah, probably. That would at
Watch
least
Segway
it'd be
buy that
funny.
game.
Wait, what?
I said watch Segway buy that instead of 2K.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Dynamite Arms instead of COD.
I don't want to talk about it. Maybe if NBA Live was free to play.
It's on EA Access except for the newest one every year, so you can always be 1 year behind.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure some people wouldn't mind.
I don't even know what features it has, so I guess it might not be bad.
Maybe not. Most people probably just have written it off, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, which is funny because they used to be the big thing. I got a pretty sick
Um,
copy of NBA Live '06 with Gilbert Arenas on the corner for my
dude, I have the
PS3.
exact same one. I think.
Was it for the
Like that's
Wii?
the one that I played. I think Matt bought it actually, but that was a good game.
Which console?
I don't remember.
Oh, I
I
have
think it
it.
was
I
360.
have it. I have it on the Nintendo Wii, and it's really hard to play.
Oh, okay.
You like literally
Definitely
do a
360.
shooting
So,
motion to shoot. There's no
oh, I don't know
movement,
about that.
and I couldn't understand like what happens, but basically you either get blocked or the ball goes in. Like if you successfully release the ball with like in a reasonable distance, it always goes in.
Hmm.
So I don't really
It's
understand
just
the mechanics of that game, but
yeah, not as good as NBA Jam or whatever.
I used to play fuck ton of NBA Jam.
Solid game.
Yeah, it's
Um,
literally just so easy and stupid.
it's still a fun time.
But, it's good time though.
The only like other thing is I thought it was kind of interesting how like I think that this year there might be kind of a shift in in like the weapon balances and like the updates and stuff where I could kind of see them going down a path where instead of weapons getting updated all the time, they change the balancing on the attachments more often. Or that's what I think should happen. I don't know
Well,
if
I
they're
think
actually going to do
that
that.
could happen because anytime you have that much customization, there's gonna be a lot of like stupid builds that are just OP.
And yeah, it's going to be more important than like the gun stats at that point.
And anytime you build a gun, like there's always gonna be like YouTube videos on which strats.
Yeah,
That's how they're gonna get the meta.
it ruins it.
And then once they patch it, they'll find something else, or they'll find a way to exploit what you fixed. You know, there's always gonna be something. That's the only thing I don't like. But
Yeah. I was just thinking, I think it's interesting that we might see like how much attachment balancing has there been in the past. Like I feel like it's not that much, but
yeah,
now it might be the focus.
not as much as like just modifying the base gun, but like there's so many levels to each gun that you're never gonna be using the base gun.
Yeah, that's exactly why I think it'll happen. You're not going to have people running like a two attachment weapon.
Yeah, I don't really think a lot of the attachments are even gonna get used because I don't think
Maybe
very
not.
many people are gonna throw on a bunch of ones that just reduce your mobility and ADS.
That's why I was thinking that like kind of leads into it. Why I was thinking that's what they have to do because like if they want the whole trade off idea to work, then those trade offs need to be balanced, which they're probably not going to be right away. Like when the game launches, they're definitely not going to be.
Yeah, it's I mean it's nice because like you could change the gun to your playstyle, but I don't know. I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
I'm
I
just.
mean, I'm excited to try it. I
I
just
think
want it
it's
to be
I think
good.
it's cool. I just think it's. I'm curious to see how they're gonna like how they're gonna work on it.
Who fucking knows? They're probably just gonna be
Because
like pull-o-matics, and they're just gonna keep changing everything, and then change it right back, and then be like, I don't know what's going on. We're just you guys have to play this game. We quit.
oh, that I hate that I have to bring it back up, but for some reason that just like triggered something funny about the skill based matchmaking thing. Do you remember the Infinity Ward dev or whatever was like, I think esports are ruining
Oh
games,
yeah,
ruining the fun in games, and then the beta actually has heavy skill based matchmaking. It's kind of ironic.
yeah, because that's just what an esport is. God damn it, I keep yawning.
Yeah, I would definitely argue that's worse. You know what I'm saying though? Like with
Yeah,
the
like that's forced esports.
yeah, it's awful. It's worse than like it's worse than skill based matchmaking is definitely worse than having like poorly balanced stuff in the game.
So I just have issues over here. I keep yawning. But yes, I agree.
Uh, I was just thinking like I guess like a good example is you might have setups with the attachments in the beginning where it's like, oh, the mobility setup is just clearly like the pros. The pros clearly like outweigh the cons on the mobility
Yeah.
setup or something like that. So they'll have to like even it out.
The
Because
thing about mobility is like it usually reduces like your accuracy, and like there's already a lot of recoil.
yeah,
So I think I mean unless you're like really up in people's face, but the time to kill is so fast that you always can't get it in their face.
oh, yeah. I'm not saying like I'm not. I was just using it as an
Yeah,
example. I don't know what's gonna be OP, but
I think that really you just have to be good at making your gun like. I don't think it's really gonna be like you're gonna have to do like up your mobility on one attachment and then lower it on another one. I don't think it's gonna be like I'm only doing all of this because then you're gonna make your gun super one-sided.
yeah, that would be
I think
weird.
that's what the pros will do though. I think the pros is almost certainly gonna be like
It's gonna be the most balanced
three
setup.
three people like running like so they could just play mobility and then maybe like two people running AR snipers or something who have like just have the ADS gods.
Yeah, that makes sense. I hope they reach the balance to a point where I feel like I don't feel like I need to use an attachment that like increases the ADS speed, for example, because it's just like the that pro outweighs. I don't know what's a good example. Like if there was two attachments where one attachment increased the ADS speed by like 10% and the other one reduced the sprint out time by like 2%, I would just be like, oh, why would I do the sprint out time one?
Yeah.
So I hope that if they figure that stuff out, it could be really cool.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool either way, just to be able to customize your gun. Like, even if they don't have that much of impacts, at least that just allows you to just do what you want.
Yeah.
Because I really don't want it to be super attachment heavy. Like, if your gun doesn't have attachments, you're not going to be able to kill people.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 was definitely like that
Yeah,
for the most part.
I mean, there were some guns where I was like, dude, I'm not even going to use this if it doesn't have 4 or 5 attachments.
That was probably the hardest part of like the weapon prestige grind. Awful.
Yeah, and it really just made it so. I mean, you were basically never
Ooh.
running like perk greed or anything because you
Do
had to
we
use so
know if
many
there's
attachments.
prestiging weapons?
I don't know. There's a lot of levels to each gun though, like way more than BO4. But you
It,
also go
yeah,
up
it looked like
levels.
30 plus, right?
Yeah,
That's kind of like MW3, I think.
Yeah, MW3 is a fucking grind to get a gun gold. Like the last like 26 to like 30, I think on those levels was so long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
all I
brought
care
up
about was the
another.
camos. Is that confirmed?
I would imagine.
I need
I
dark
mean, we don't know
matter.
how it's gonna work though, right? Wait,
Is
what'd you
it
say?
hasn't a Modern Warfare game ever had like a thing? I
Like a
know
dark matter?
like COD 4 had gold by getting the last camo on all the
Dude,
guns. Like that was
I don't
basically a
know.
diamond. But
Yeah, it
I don't think
was.
any of the other ones have. I don't think MW2 or 3.
I don't know. You might be right. I actually think you are right. I don't know if they're gonna do that.
Because all the other ones just had you could get gold
Well,
and that was it. I like
to be
being able to
fair,
flex my dark matter.
if we're just talking about like Infinity Ward games, fucking Ghosts or Infinite Warfare could have had that, and we would have no idea.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I think no, yeah. Wait, Infinite Warfare. I was thinking of Advanced Warfare. I was like,
Oh yeah,
Advanced Warfare had dark matter.
yeah, something like that. That would be. I mean, that would be cool. I hope they have something
I
like
just need
that.
something to be able to flex how many hours of my life I've wasted. Okay.
Yeah. That's the best part of the game. Oh, that's what. I don't know if I said this. There's no like weapon prestiges in the beta, right? Weapon prestiging.
Nah, not as far as I know.
All right, I'm curious to see if that's just a beta thing or if because if they have weapon prestiges in the game, that might suck. It might make sense though, because isn't there supposed to be no prestiges for your rank in Modern Warfare? Isn't that a thing?
Oh, I don't know.
I think I've heard that. I think there's no prestige. There might not even be a cap. I don't know.
No cap.
It's I'd have to look it up again. It's possible. I just accidentally made a guy a werewolf. That's tough. Um, I don't know. I might be Gooch. I think I had something else, but I forgot.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I don't know. I guess the last thing I was gonna say is you brought up another good point about Black Ops 4. It was like probably the biggest detriment to that game is it probably has like the least creative pick 10 system because you pretty much just always have to put everything into your attachments.
Yeah.
So hopefully Modern Warfare does better.
Um, this thing says they think. What was this? Oh, it says there's no confirmation, but there was like some weird tweet that made it look like there might not be it.
Okay.
So,
I mean, that would be kind of interesting.
so it would be the first time in 12 years that the game that a COD didn't have prestige.
Yeah. Wasn't it a rumor too a while back that the game was going to have like a rank that goes across everything, like a campaign rank too that like factors in?
Well, that's
Or
like
it's just
like how Halo Reach worked, or no?
yeah, Halo Reach was like that, yeah.
Yeah,
Like that's actually a good example.
because I remember because specifically because this was a really big rip moment. So just by so Tyler B didn't have internet like for a long time, because I would have been like that game came out in sixth grade, fifth grade ish area,
Yeah.
and he just playing campaign and like Forge and I don't know like whatever, just playing offline by himself. He had like the most like high level armor in the game. But
Oh
since
my
it's
god.
offline, as soon as you buy Xbox Live, it resets you.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because otherwise you
Ah,
could just level yourself up playing local, like basically boosting yourself with the split screen.
damn. That's
Yeah, I
tough.
remember that because I remember when he did it and he was so upset.
Understandably so.
Dude, I mean, do you know how much you have to play to max your rank out playing old
Yeah, that's a
campaign
lot of
over and over
grind.
again and
That's a lot of grind.
playing against your friends on like custom games, local like split screen?
Yeah, he probably cried.
That's a lot of time just to
Yeah,
get
it
it
is.
reset. Because I was only like
Oh,
a little bit leveled up when mine reset because I got Xbox
yeah.
Live like 2 days after I got an
Mm-hmm.
Xbox.
I didn't know it reset. That's really weird.
Yeah,
That
because
actually really sucks.
if you play local, um, without Xbox Live, you level up. But if you play local with Xbox Live, you don't get experience
Hmm.
because they don't want you to be able to boost. It would be like if you
Yeah.
got real public match experience from playing combat.
Oh,
Whatever
yeah.
it's called.
Combat training.
Training, yeah.
You just all right. Last topic. Can we talk about how Halo Reach is definitely better than Halo 3?
Dude, I was gonna. I had like a meme ready to reply, and I couldn't. Well, I was looking for like a specific meme. I couldn't find it. I was trying to find like a nostalgia goggle memes and be like, better watch out, Looch. Everybody's got their goggles on. They're gonna
Dude,
be mad at you.
okay. So I wanted to say this because I know that it's funny because you really like MW2, but I think you'll agree with me. But like MW2 and Halo 3 might be the two biggest like nostalgia gassed games of all time.
Yeah. Anytime I say what my favorite COD is, I preface it by saying it was my first COD I ever played.
Yeah. Well,
Because
to be
I know
fair too,
objectively it's like not great, but
to
it's fun to me.
fair though as well, the freaking well to be fair to Halo 3 as well, like the multiplayer in MW2 is easily like the worst part. Spec Ops and campaign are good. Like objectively good. I don't
Yeah.
think you can really say too much bad about it. It's
Um.
just the multiplayer that's sometimes
Well,
questionable.
it's like yes, sometimes like 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's a little
Like
questionable.
Halo Reach forging is superior.
That's unquestionable.
Yeah, you can argue all day about campaign, I guess, if you're including like ODST and stuff.
Yeah. It's
Um,
arguable is what you're like it's competitive.
yeah, and then like I don't think there's any way Halo 3 multiplayer is better. Like if you think like I don't, it's just Halo Reach was like almost a sandbox game on multiplayer.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
had
it kind of
so many
was.
modes and shit, and like I don't know. I felt like Halo Reach, like I wish Halo Reach had come out like was coming out this year
Yeah, dude. That'd be awesome.
because I was really horrible at video games in general, and especially at Halo Online when Halo Reach came out. I mean, I could not kill anybody. I was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm still bad at Halo, but like if Halo Reach was coming out this year, um,
Well, the
I
next
would.
Halo game might be sandboxy. Did you
Nah,
because it's called Halo Infinite, so that's kind of like the rumor is that like the single player is going to be like an open world type thing.
I haven't seen really
I,
anything about the game.
okay. Well, to be fair, they haven't really put out any. There's like two trailers, and they don't even show gameplay. So, but like the big idea, I guess, is that it's going to be like more of a sandbox game. So I
Well,
think
I'm
you might be
excited because
interested in it.
I'm definitely like super willing to maybe transition, be a big Halo guy instead of COD guy.
Well, I don't know, dude. I hope it goes well, but like I have a lot of hype towards that game. Like I think it might actually be really big.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think for somebody who has like, I have so many hours in Halo, and Halo's the first like FPS. It's not really. It's the first FPS I ever played on Xbox. Um, it's like really the first game of that genre that I ever played, and I'm so
Yeah.
bad. I'm just so bad.
Hmm.
Technically, my first FPS ever, I think, was Ghost Recon Advanced
Dude.
Warfighter for the GameCube,
Oh, whatever.
which is some really shitty game.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But to your point though, I mean a lot of people are pretty bad at Halo starting out. It one thing though that like every person that's played Halo says though, and it's kind of true, like if you get good at Halo, you're pretty much good at every FPS. Like you can pick up any at that point.
Yeah, I think that's like the console equivalent to like if you're good at Counter Strike, you're gonna be good at every FPS on PC.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
That's like the equivalent because it's. I mean, if you can like if you have good aim on Counter Strike, you're gonna have god aim on every other game because it's
Yeah.
so much easier.
Yeah. I guess the only thing though is that Counter Strike, like COD games like that, you have to do tracking. Counter Strike's almost like all flicking. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
because you know what I mean. You don't have to like track anybody at all.
if you can like full auto spray from distance with the AK and hit all your shots, that's
Yeah,
good.
that's
If you're, I
tough.
mean, some people are only really good at flicking headshots though. That so not
That's
that's
all
not
you need to be fair though. Like if
that's
you're probably good.
yeah, that's good for Counter Strike, but it's not like a transitionable skill to other
Yeah,
games. I mean,
unless
neither
you
no,
only
look at
snipe.
Shroud.
Yeah,
Shroud is like arguably the best, FPS in general player in the on the planet. Like if you just encompass that, he could pick up any FPS and probably beat almost anybody at it.
I don't know, man. Scump really smoked him at the event.
What the Call of Duty thing?
Yeah.
I was on the controller.
Well, Shroud was playing with mouse and keyboard.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair though, it might have. I don't know if he was playing on PC. He might have been playing on the PS4 with mouse and keyboard, which would have had like delay and shit.
probably because cross. I mean, they might have had cross plat, but it's not really enabled yet.
Yeah. And it's not. I mean, it's not his game, but I don't know. I would like to see a Shroud versus Scump matchup on COD with both of them with mouse and keyboard because Scump's honestly not bad with it. I would like to see how that would go.
Yeah, who do I have to contact? Rover Bully? You there?
Dang it.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So I gotta get this out. Halo 3. Last thing about Halo 3. I don't care what anyone says. Every gun in Halo 3 feels like trash, and I don't understand how you could enjoy using any of them. Like, if you compare the Halo 3 weapon to its equivalent in any other Halo, it's terrible. Literally every other one. Like the Halo 3 BR worse than every other BR. Halo 3 Magnum worse than every other Magnum. Like you could just go down the list.
yeah. I don't. I'm just bad with all of them. They all feel like you have to shoot everybody 1,000 times, so I don't have an opinion
To be fair though, they're just all bad. Like it's not just you. They all feel terrible.
about it. Yeah, I only have ever been really like decent with the DMR.
And yeah. And the DMR, I mean, I like the DMR, so it's another thing too.
I just can't use like the regular assault rifle. Like I just so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, anything
Yeah,
without
it's
ADS, I'm pretty much like.
hmm.
That's why I probably was so
All
horrible at
right.
Counter Strike.
I gotta eat.
Yeah, me too. That's what I've been waiting for is to go make some freaking food.
Are you gonna cheese on after?
Uh, yeah, I have one more homework assignment and shit, but like I'll be honest, man.
All right, noise. I'll see you then.
Y'all.
Shout out to Robert Bowling.
Shout out to Leah